Hello, my name is Ben Keat. I'm just going to make a video to talk about some of my views on life, some of my views on what's going on in the world at the moment, where the world is heading towards, whether it's going to be a disaster, all-out world war, or whether there's actually a future for the humanity of this planet, which I'm a firm hoper in. Whether or not that's actually the evidence in front of us remains to be seen. But it's my belief that without the right type of people in charge on this planet, we are always going to head towards conflict because certain governments in the past have found it profitable to make war. And we should be under no illusion. War costs money and lives. Bottom line, it may generate innovation, and emerging markets may come from the work that we put into making machines of war and the technologies that we need in security and everything else. But I believe firmly, my belief is firmly in the grassroots initiatives that grow up in peacetime and in a time where the system has been set in such a way that everything is thrown at each of these grassroots systems to ensure that people develop against all the odds. And ultimately, if this is in the remit of a security situation, if this is in a security remit, then if a lot of information, a lot of negativity has been thrown at the grassroots initiatives that are making security happen in peacetime, then this is as robust as anything that has been battlefield tested. And also, what you'll find with grassroots initiatives is there's less emphasis on surveillance and more emphasis on sensory perception or empathy in the system to enable creativity to grow up around the system that is developing under this under the chattels of, say, a grassroots initiative where there is negativity put around a system to make sure that something comes through against the odds and blossoms and turns into a reality that is pure and for the betterment of other people, with our thoughts and minds on other people's success, not just our own. And as we start to find our feet and find that our technologies and our work begins to turn into something more fruitful and positive, then you generally find that it's in your interests to make other successful people and to turn around this negativity that is close to you, that has been making you, forcing you, if you like, to develop a system against all the odds. When you turn around this negativity and more offshoots from your business begins to develop, this is profitable for the pioneer, the original thinker, the original person who has dreamt up the idea or the business or the concept or whatever initiative it is from the grassroots level. This is going to be profitable because people will be working and using your commodities to enhance their system. They'll be using your security because they find themselves in the same situation where they start to consolidate and they begin to put feelers out and want to turn their negativity into something positive as well. And the whole thing snowballs. It starts to roll out and take off like a rampant vine, entwining a trellis and taking over ultimately the whole wall. This is like the future of how grassroots initiatives work. To begin with, it's like a mustard seed. To begin with, at a certain level, we find we're able to get some kind of phenomena happening through our rudimentary process. And in this process, it's like cutting the mustard seed. It's like it's splitting a mustard seed into two. That's the only way I can describe it. And so one mustard seed suddenly becomes two, and gradually you have seed that you can sow into the sort of hotbed of all I can say is it's like a negativity that you plant your seeds into, and as some of them start to take root and grow and turn into things that you can then coin on your own websites. You can build or create your own business from, or open a shop around that particular vine as it starts to become nourished and grow and get fertile from the dead matter that is causing you the problems. As we begin to feed off this dead matter and turn around the negative vines, the weeds and everything else, and turn everything into a positive coming together of minds in an open source network where everyone shares ideas and everyone bounces off each other, and there's no possessiveness, and the more open we are about things we are achieving and making happen for other people, the more the system begins to grow and spread across the planet and across your local area. This when people start to hoard their possessions, when people start to keep quiet and clam up about information and not let their secrets out and not share their secrets, they suddenly find that they're left out of the whole conversation. Again, having possibly got back into the conversation at some level in their process, they're then left out of the conversation again, because they're not prepared to share their information and prove that they are part of a community that are developing for the common good. So if we look at the overall question, in a grassroots reality, in a reality where initiatives are developed in peacetime and become robust and proven and ultimately tried and tested, so that they can actually bring a dimension that is higher up the ladder than what the corporations and the machinations of war on this planet, or the companies who profit from war and destruction and everything else to create their sort of levels of security. What you're going to find with these grassroots is these grassroots are going to grow above all that maelstrom of technology that is born out of chaos and destruction. And they will actually turn into something that is more robust and more trusted, and a stronger connection to each other and to the people who are buying their product, that ultimately these initiatives will, shatter the ceiling and bring about the reality of a shared community where, the structure of the whole platform in your locality is created by an interconnected group of like-minded people who are all singing from the same hymn sheet, because they have all decided that the unnecessary evils of the previous 10 years of warfare, destruction, chaos, and imperialism have led to nothing but a deterioration in moral values, in society, and in the way we do business. And in the end, the silent minority, the small mustard seed, will have grown and spread across the whole community of these people who have been affected somehow by the realities of what happened in the past, either because they didn't want to be an imperialist, or because they were a victim of imperialism, or because they can only see peace as a solution because the system has hammered them so hard in the past that they realize that to turn the other cheek is the best solution, and just let innovation thrive and share what they are doing with an entire community that all has the same impetus and zeitgeist to see them through to fruition. So yes, I believe there can be a peaceful outcome, and I believe the lessons of the past 10, 20 years are enough to tell us that as we emerge from this lockdown, this coronavirus, and the mystique around it, the difference in opinion between people who believe it is again a conspiracy and people who believe it is real, irrespective of what side of the fence you're on that. Lockdown has happened and it has changed the way we do business. And in the online computer world, the cyber world, and everything else, you will find that a lot of these grassroots have bedded in and started to become succulent vines that are growing and spreading throughout the system. And I think that's a positive thing. So even if you don't believe coronavirus, which I think most of us are in agreement was not a positive thing, I think the outcome and the effect of being put in this situation has brought us more closer together, made us more of a community, and gives us the potential to further the security of our platforms and the innovation that we are nurturing, protected by the security, to enhance and create a much more utopic and open source world.